Let me ask you a question. How do you see you? And how do others that know you see you? And how does Big Daddy see you? There was a time when Yeshua went to his hometown, Nazareth. And as was his custom, he showed up in the synagogue, Sheol, whatever you call it, on the Sabbath, Shabbat. And the rabbi handed him the scroll to read. And he found the place in there where it described how Big Daddy, how his Father, our Father, saw him. And he read that. And then he told all of them that that prophetic statement that he just read as how our Father sees him was fulfilled that day before their very eyes. And yet they knew him. He grew up there in that village. He was a child. He was a teenager. He was a young man. I mean, they knew him. And it was impossible from their perspective how what he just said and what the Father just said through the prophet in the scroll was him. From their perspective, he was not who Big Daddy said he was. He was who they said he was. And they got so mad, they were actually going to kill him. Wow. They wanted to stone him, throw him off of a cliff. Because he said, this is how Big Daddy sees me, and this has come to pass before your very eyes and in your ears today. And they wanted him dead. How do you see you? Just quiet, alone. Just think about that. How do you see you? Oh. How do others that know you see you? Ponder that a little bit. But ponder this most. How does our Father see us? And whose perspective really matters? It says in the Psalms that he delights in us. He sees us with clean hands. He sees us with a pure heart. When I ran across that years ago, I asked him, I said, Dad, how could you make this statement that you see me, us, like this? And he said, I see you finished. When I made the suggestion, let us make man in our own image, after our likeness. Let us make man to be like us, to look like us, to think like us, to speak what we speak. Let's do that, guys. Did he fail? He never fails. Did he accomplish what he set out to do? He always accomplishes what he sets out to do. So how does he see you and me? Finished. When time's up, when the final buzzer buzzes, and we are all gathered, we will have been cleansed, just cleansed. We will be clothed with light, because he's clothed with light. He'll see us as those with a pure heart and clean hands. He'll see us, and he is delighted to see us, because that is how he sees us. How does Big Daddy see you? And does that conquer how you see you? How does Big Daddy see you? And does that conquer how those that know you see you? We can live in a state of overcoming, having conquered, if we simply spend time with our Daddy and learn to see ourselves and others as he sees us. His conquering perspective changes everything. Isn't that good? Woo! You know why it's good? Because he's good. He treats us as if we're already like him, because from his perspective, he sees the end from the beginning. From his perspective, we already are like him. We already are well. He treats us as if we are already living in a state of well-being, shalom. We are his delightful ones that are just covered in his wellness. Next time you sit with Daddy, like a little child, ask him, Daddy, show me how you see me. And expect to see a well one. Be well. This is the well message of his kingdom, the message that makes all things well.